Hey, what's up guys? Here at the studio today. Just finished shooting, shot some drum videos, some microphone videos, but I used some lenses that B&H sent out. I'm really excited about these. These are Rokinon cinema lenses. So it's a set of 4. I think you can buy them individually, but I got the 4-pack. So it is a 24 millimeter and a 35. And then next up is a 50. And finally an 85. So, you know, what am I hoping to get out of these, or why would I use Cine lenses? I'm gonna be honest, as far as the big differences between Cine and photography lenses, I can't tell you a lot of the nuances. You know, it's a T1.5, so similar to f-stop, but it calculates light a little bit differently. But let me tell you a couple of things that I am hoping to get out of these lenses. So number one is just some character, just something kind of unique, different, maybe lens flares, or I'm curious to see what kind of character these lenses have. Also to see if there's a consistency, right? So I've got a couple different lenses that are different apertures, 2.8, 1.4, all those kind of things. So these are gonna have some consistency because they're the same, you know, T-stop, I think it's stop, but they're the same in that sense. They're manual focus only. So, you know, I can set the focus, and then if I turn my camera off, turn it back on, that focus is set. It's not gonna change. So it's kind of a double-edged sword when you're working by yourself. So for me, autofocus is great because I have like eye detection on this lens right now. If I move or if I change my distance. But the downside is if I have autofocus on and it misses, or if it thinks you know, doing something else, or if I'm playing drums and I turn my head away and it loses my face, it's gonna focus on something else or pull focus. So having manual focus lenses, if you get it locked in, then it's going to be the exact right place every single time. So, you know, and then I think by themselves, these lenses are around $300 a piece. So, which is really great in the sense of how much light they let in, because, you know, faster lenses are generally more expensive. So I'm just curious to see, you know, there's, I'm sure some downsides to a more budget centered, as far as if you're shooting videos. I know there's like focus breathing, where it kind of pulses a little bit as you focus, or, you know, go through the different things. But for me, because I'm just doing like a locked off shot all the time, I think these are going to really serve me well, and I can't wait to see what they look like. So yeah, thanks to B&H for sending these out. I've got links to these lenses and everything else that I use. I've got a ton of stuff, like this softbox. I've got like a 4-foot softbox that just does a great job. Some lights. I've got all the gear that I use from B&H linked in the description of this video. So if you want to check that out, if you're curious about the production process or the gear that I use, cameras, lenses, microphones, everything, it's all linked on B&H. I've got my own page there. So big shout out to them for sending these out. I've got them for about a month, and I'm going to check them out and then send it back. So I can't wait to dive in and see how the footage looks with them. What's up guys, here at the studio. Had a great Sunday and got my air conditioning unit on, which it's pretty large for a portable unit, but it's not really doing a whole lot other than just feeling really good when I'm standing next to the cool air, because it's all open in here. So I don't know that it's knocking down the temperature in here, so I guess I'm just gonna have to be stuck sweating on camera. But today got 2 focuses. One, I'm going to be talking about some microphones, some Studioease, I believe. Try to watch some videos, see how I pronounce it. Overheads. This is a Russian company. Small diaphragm overheads. This is a Sweetwater video. Really excited about that. I've looked at them and checked them out. They look awesome, but we'll see. And then also, I've got a set of Rokinon Cine glass from B&H. So I've got a 24, a 50, a 35, and an 85 millimeter. So these are those guys to be checking out. And so I want to kind of give those a look. So you may be wondering why Cine glass. A couple of reasons. So one, they're pretty inexpensive comparatively, okay? They're like, I think it's $1,500 for all 4, which is a lot of money, but it's about $300 a lens. And they don't measure it in like f-stop, it's T, because it calculates light differently. But basically, it's a very, very wide open lens. They're manual focus, but they're super wide open. So a couple things I'm hoping to get out of these would be kind of a consistent look across the lenses and some character. I'd love, I don't know, maybe some flaring, just some character, just something unique and interesting. But then also for pretty inexpensive, letting in a ton of light, lenses that let in a lot of light and a consistent amount of light and a consistent comparative like f-stop across all the lenses. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm not really a videographer like making movies and stuff, just my drum content. So I'm using different lenses, f1.4, f2.8, these different kinds. So I'm just curious to see if I get a similar look and a little more character out of these lenses. So yeah, I'll be talking about those two things today. So that's my focus. It is currently 4 o'clock, so I hope to get out of here in 3 hours. That'd be awesome, but we'll see. Got to get set up, and the kit's kind of, cymbals are broken down because I played drums today, so got to get that going. But yeah, feels good to be back in the studio. It's been a while. All right, so doing my look at the Studioease microphones, and so I'm going to do a video of these guys. It's my Edelkrone slider and also this Rokinon 24 millimeter. So let's see. So just first observation as I'm looking at this, it looks like the just depth of field is super shallow at like wide open, and it's letting in a crazy amount of light, which is really cool. And this is a very unprofessional opinion because, I guess unscientific, I should say. I'm not necessarily professional either. But I have focus peaking on my camera, and usually it lights up, you know, what's in focus, and it's just like razor thin, like what it's showing me. So I'm looking to increase that setting a little bit because it's hard to even see, which, I mean, I could move it down a little bit, but I love that it's that shallow. This is the long process of just simply spinning these around and videoing them. So I've got my main light, just lighting up the entire setting. Then I've got this little aperture light, just casting a blue line kind of on these mics. And for some reason, I don't know, these things will not connect. Usually I can pan, slide and pan, but it's not connecting somehow. I think I need to update my app, so I'm just doing one at a time, but still really cool. So I'm using the 24 millimeter Rokinon, and obviously I haven't seen the image yet, but it's really, like, again, the peaking is showing me that it seems like it's super, super shallow, which I like. It's really cool that the depth of field is that shallow. So yeah, I dig it. The only thing, the hesitation to use the Rokinon for everything, the only one I may have to deviate is the slider shot, which is annoying, but I'm not really sure because I want to have it focus on my face, and I don't have somebody, you know, racking focus. So that's the only concession I may have to make, is I may have to use like the 35 or another one of my lenses on one of the cameras. But we'll see. I'm gonna do some test shots and see how it looks, because it may be cool for it to kind of, the focus to kind of shift back and forth, you know. So we'll find out. Whew. So, just recorded my outro for the Soyuz. I really don't know how to say it. Soyuz, and use the my Rokinon lenses, and I'm really digging them. I mean, I've only looked in camera, obviously, but just the shallowness of the depth of field, how bright they are, is really cool. I can't wait to start looking at the footage from them. I am so hot in this studio. I'm gonna have to figure out a way to pipe the air over to me from this guy. I got a great little unit here, and it's nice and cold when I'm in front of it, but when I'm not, it's not so good. So yeah, got about an hour left to break down, and then I'm out of here. So thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed hanging out with me today as I get some work done. Shout out to B&H, shout out to Sweetwater, two great partners for me on the channel. And again, if you want to support everything I'm doing, the best way to do that is to use the links I've got below. I've got a page on both Sweetwater and B&H that has some of my favorite gear and selected stuff. So if you're looking around or you're curious about what I'm using, everything's going to be there. Also, I've got just links for B&H and Sweetwater, their main pages. So if you want to use those or copy and paste those into somewhere where you'll use them later, that'll let those companies know that there's traffic coming through my videos and that I'm being a help. So yeah, these are the Rokinon lenses. So I'm gonna have those for about a month. I'm gonna send it back to B&H, and yeah, I may add some to my collection. We'll see how they look. This is the 16 mil Sigma f1.4. It's one of my go-to lenses, APS-C, but it's still great. So now the fun part, cleaning up.